Are you ready to take your business to the next level and make the money you want so that you can create the impact you desire? Then you're in the right place. It's possible to run a successful business built around your life. Get ready for a little bit of tough love and a whole lot of strategy to grow your business without sacrificing your sanity. If you're ready to get out of your own way and step into the role of CEO, then let's go. I'm Amy Traw, and this is the Motivated CEO Podcast. When was the last time you stopped and asked yourself, what do I really want? Now, I'm not just talking about the answer that pops into your head. Oh, I want to hit a 10K month. Oh, I want to be able to take vacations whenever. Oh, I want the time freedom. No, what do you really want? What is your driving force behind your business? And in today's episode, I really want to start to unpack why this is so important. Because in order to step into the role of CEO, this is step one. Having clarity is so important. Oftentimes, we think we know what we want, but the reality is that we've been so consumed and engulfed in everyone else's ideas of success, ideas of what it means to be successful, that we've lost sight of our own, that we cannot truthfully answer the question when it is posed to us as to, what do I really want for my business, for my life, for my family, for my future, for all of those things at the end of the day? What do I want? And this is one of those questions. When we pose it, I pose it to clients all the time, but I always liken it to your GPS. When you know exactly where you are and where you're headed, then you can get from point A to point B in the most efficient manner possible. Yes, if you're not using the GPS, there's ways you can get there. You can use different maps. But if you put that information into the GPS, systems are so advanced now that they'll even route you around different traffic to get you there in the most efficient manner possible, without taking those detours, without taking all of those twists and turns and getting distracted by all of those cool things that you see along the way. No, clarity is that GPS that keeps you focused. A great analogy that I read recently in the book, Be Your Future Self Now, we talked about it on last week's podcast episode, was this idea of your future self being a mountain. And we get so distracted by all of these little goals along the way, all of these little shiny objects that can take us off track. But the next time you come up with a thought, a feeling in your business, ask yourself, is this going to take me closer to the mountain? Or is this a distraction that's going to detour me farther away? Gaining clarity is unfortunately not a one and done deal. This is not something where you wake up one day and you go, okay, I've got it. I know exactly where I'm headed. And you never revisit that again. No, this should be something you're doing on the regular, at least quarterly, if not more frequently. And let's face it, it's hard to pause. We're living in a society of consumptivitis. We want more information. We want to be doing all of the things. We're addicted to the hustle. We're addicted to this role. We're busy being busy. But at the end of the day, pausing is one of the most powerful things that you can do. Oftentimes when I pose this question to clients and we start to unpack it, they really don't know what it is that they want. And that's okay, because awareness is the first step. You have to realize that, you know what, I don't have a clue. But step 2 is taking the time intentionally to pause, taking the time to quiet the noise. Something I've really gotten back into in recent months is just taking a walk at lunchtime. Now, before, I would always take my walks, but I always had my ear pods in, right? I wanted to hear more information. I was walking, so why wouldn't I learn more about business strategy? Why wouldn't I learn more about mindset? Maybe you're listening to this episode as you're taking your walk or doing something for yourself right now. But I encourage you to pause every once in a while and quiet the noise, because once you quiet all of the external chatter, you start to hear your inner voice again. You start to unpack and uncover exactly what it is that you want for your business and life. And one of the easiest ways to do this is to simply remove some of the notifications off of your phone. If you have alerts for social media apps, take those alerts off. Because remember, we're running a business 99% of the time. This is not life and death. We are not working in a medical setting. We are not working in the emergency room. And this is something that took me time. It really did, because at first, I thought that more hustle would get me more results faster. But the inverse is true. And I know that feels weird. I know it seems backwards. But in giving myself the white space to think and to listen to myself, that's where I gain clarity. That's when it's like turning on the light in a dark room, and then I can finally see. I can see everything that's been in that room the whole time right in front of me. But I couldn't see because it was dark. But all I needed to do was turn on the light. And that's what clarity is for your business. It's the light. It shows you, okay, this is important. I know exactly why I'm doing what I'm doing, and that's going to help me achieve my goals. What happens in our business when we lack clarity is we start to move the goalpost. We start to achieve these goals, but then we end up moving that goalpost over and over and over. So again, we're in this hamster wheel of striving. We're striving for this. We're striving for that. We're doing this because this expert says we should do this. We do that because that expert says we should do that. This is what's going to grow your business. The key to growing a sustainable business is really clarity. It's really knowing exactly where you're going, because when you know where you're going, you can reverse engineer any goal. No matter how big that goal is, we can break that down and figure out a way to make it happen. No matter how big, how small you think that goal is, it's possible. Look around you. There's so much proof. If there's someone out there doing exactly what you want to be doing, living the life that you aspire to live, well, guess what? There's your proof. There's your proof of possibility. A great way to do this is by tracking the data. I know I say this over and over and over, but data drives decisions. Data gives you that zoomed out view into your business as to exactly what's working and what's not working. And you can then make those small adjustments as you go. It's like when you're driving down the road. To stay centered in the middle of the lane, you make those small little adjustments with the steering wheel, right? You're not just taking sharp right, sharp left, from side to side, bouncing off the lane. No, you're doing those small little adjustments to keep you on track. But again, that's why pausing amongst the chaos is so, so crucial. Because if we're not taking the time to pause, if we're not taking the time to analyze exactly what's going on, if the actions that we're taking are getting us closer to our goals, then we don't really know if we're on the right track or if we just quote unquote think that we're on the right track. Now, in my book that's coming out March 26th, I really dive into all of the specific questions that you can ask yourself as to what it is that you want. But what I want you to do is carve out some time in your schedule this week just to dream. Picture that dream life. What does your best day ever look like? I want you to dream so big. If you were to have everything you ever wanted and more, what does that look like? Where are you? Who are you surrounded by? How are you showing up every single day? Because at the end of the day, this is your business. And you can make that dream a reality when you have the clarity as to what it is that you really want. Then you can take the steps to achieve it. You can do this. It just takes a little strategy. It just takes that intentional pause. And it takes clarity. Clarity is the secret sauce. And until next time, cheers to making the money you want so that you can create the impact you desire. Are you loving what you're hearing? Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss an episode.